Now let's create a box just as a reference. Let's go for this size, and I grab my line tool. Okay, now let's press 1 so I can edit some of these points. Alright, this should be fine. Now I'm gonna add a lathe modifier on top, so press L to find the lathe. Now let's play with some of these minimum and maximum. So this one should be fine. I'm gonna change the axis or make the shape a little bit bigger. Okay, now let's go back to line and make sure that end result is on. I'm gonna change the shape. Let's make this one a smooth. Yeah, now this is fine. So I'm gonna add a shell modifier on top. Let's go for 0.2. Great. Let's go back down the stack and I'm gonna bring these down. Great, now I'm gonna select the lathe and increase the segments to 32 or even more. Okay, so this should be fine. I'm also going to increase the segments here, so let's go 8. Let's go adaptive. I'm gonna press F3 and isolate the selected. Select these two vertices and probably this one. Then I'm gonna add just a bit of chamfer, so let's go fillet. Okay, I'm gonna type in 0.05. Great. That's fine. Now I'm gonna add a gray displacement on top, and in the shading tutorials we'll be adding a texture here. Now I can delete this box. Now let's create a box. I'm gonna make another box here, roughly this size, and grab my line tool. Let's place a couple of points. Okay, now I'm gonna select all of the points and make those smooth. Okay, let's change this one to corner first. Okay, so this should be fine. Now I'm gonna add a lathe modifier on top. Okay, now press 1 so I can select the axis and bring it here. Now I'm gonna select my vertices and bring them down. Okay, great. Now let's turn back on the lathe. So this should be fine. Now I'm gonna add a turbo smooth on top. Make sure that our line is not using the adaptive subdivision for the interpolation. So I'm gonna add a turbo smooth on top, or mesh smooth, doesn't make any difference. Great. Now let's add a cap hole. If I isolate this one, you can see that we have a hole on the bottom, so I'm gonna add a cap holes modifier. It's also going to cap this hole, which I do not want, so let's add an editable poly and select this polygon and delete this one. Great. Okay, now let's add a smooth modifier just to remove any weird shading. So this should be fine. Now I'm gonna add a noise modifier. Let's change some of the values for X, Y, and Z. Let's go 50 for Y and Z. I'm also going to bring down the X. So this is fine. Now I'm going to add a 2x2 FFT. Okay, so this should be fine. Next, I'll duplicate this one around. So let's go copy. And I'm just going to change some of this value so I can change the seed for the noise. I have to remove this FFT and let's see. Okay, now I'm going to add another FFT. Okay, so this should be fine. Next we'll be using a script that is free in scriptspot.com, and we'll be using that for creating some plants inside these bases.